If you're struggling to mix your kick drum into your grooves and fills for linear style patterns because you know you lack foot independence, then today's lesson is for you. Maybe you felt uncreative and boring, less capable than you'd like. Well, it's time to fix that. What if you could create cool sounding linear drum parts by mixing the kick drum into your parts so that you feel creative, professional, and accomplished? You can do this after we get past the myth that linear drumming is super difficult and only for advanced players. The truth is, beginners can learn it too, and you're no exception. Today I'll share with you the 3 easy building blocks of linear drumming that I learned myself as a beginner that allowed me to play really cool and creative parts surprisingly quickly. You can definitely do this too, so let's dive in. Most beginner drummers are believing this myth I told you at the beginning, that linear drumming is super difficult and only for advanced players. And there's reason for believing this, but it's actually not true. Because there are really just 3 simple building blocks of linear drumming that a total beginner can learn. I learned these 2 as a beginner. Let me show you how this works, why this is the case. So, truthfully, fast linear drumming is sometimes difficult, and that's what we tend to hear and see a lot of times. Like if you watch somebody's YouTube short on linear drumming, they're going to be playing some ridiculous fast linear passage that no beginner can comprehend. And it's probably not that useful in a practical musical sense anyways, and so those kinds of fast linear patterns are difficult. But slow linear playing, which is what we're getting into today, actually isn't that hard. Let me show you the difference here. I'm going to teach you how to do both of these things today, by the way. Here's an example of some fast linear playing. It's the kind of thing you might hear at the end of a song. Now, maybe we could use that on a gig for a big ending, but we're probably not going to use that in a song that was super fast. I'm going to show you how to do that today, but that was super fast and less practical. What about this, though? Or this. Those last 2 that I played were not very fast and were actually very simple, and you can absolutely learn them too. The first one was crazy fast, still simple though, and I'm going to teach you that one also. But you can kind of tell how linear playing doesn't have to be a crazy fast thing. It can actually be very practical, and we can use it in a whole bunch of songs. So let's dive in. This is going to be a lot of fun. The 3 easy building blocks of linear drumming. Now, why do I call these easy? Because the kick drum will never play twice in a row in any of these. So the kinds of linear drumming that tend to be difficult are the ones where we're doing stuff like this. Like you're moving around the kit really fast. Those kinds of linear patterns are way harder because we've got these doubles happening on the bass drum. Those are a lot less accessible for most beginners because there's a lot of right foot work and right foot technique and motion we got to talk about. But these 3 easy building blocks I'm teaching you today, there's only ever going to be kick singles, and so therefore you can scale these in tempo and get them pretty comfortable a lot more quickly, and they're just as useful and practical and musical, if not more so, than complex linear patterns involving kick doubles. Also, we're going to keep this really simple by keeping this just snare and kick. We're not going to use any toms or hi-hat or anything else at first because we want to pay attention to what is the actual pattern that we're doing. So let's get into building block number 1. When I was 17 years old, I was standing in line for a music school audition, and I was really nervous. I was like kind of that shaky feeling of like, I've got to go and play for this music faculty at this school I want to get into. I was auditioning for my dream school. And I was standing out there in the hallway, and I was watching and listening to the other drummers who were auditioning. And I remember standing there looking through the window in the door and watching this guy who was way cooler than me, and he had the long hair and like really looked like a musician. He was in there playing, and he was playing this thing that sounded so cool and so linear, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. What is he doing? And as I kind of analyzed it, it hit me. He's just playing singles. like he's just playing singles between his hands and his right foot. And he's creating these really cool sounding fills out of that. And so that is our first building block right here of literally just doing singles between hands and feet. So what we can do first is pick a hand and just go. Maybe do the left first and then right. Both hands as a flam, maybe right hand landing just before the left. Kind of like that, flamming it. Everything you practice, practice it softly, also practice it loudly. Start off really slow, gradually get faster. The goal here is to make sure the kick drum is happening precisely halfway in between each of these snare notes. I play it for you that way, not for you to play along with me because it's kind of hard because I was changing the tempo, but to show you that's how you practice this. You know, go really slow, gradually go faster, mess around with the tempo a little bit. It doesn't always have to be to a metronome. The focus here is precision, making sure that right foot is always landing halfway in between the hands. So that is the simple building block number one, because what I heard that other drummer playing at my audition at my dream music school, he was basically doing this. What did I do there? Literally just singles between hands and foot. When you start moving around the kit, it gets pretty interesting, and we'll do more of that later. But in practicing this, start off just on the snare, hand and foot. Okay, building block number two. This is the one that I did for the fast example back at the beginning when I showed you. That ridiculousness is simply linear threes, where we go foot, hand, hand, foot, hand, hand, foot, hand, hand. And the power of this one, because no single limb plays twice in a row, you can scale this in tempo really quickly. So there's no kick doubles, there's no right hand doubles, left hand doubles. It's just foot, left, right, foot, left, right, foot, left, right. Practice this so slowly that it sounds like a pa pa like polka waltz. It doesn't at all sound like the end result, does it? But go really slow so that this is precise. Softly and loudly, slowly and gradually get faster. All the while we're paying attention to the roundness of it. Boom, cha, cha, boom, cha, cha, boom, cha, cha. It has to be smooth. If anything's not smooth, it's not going to work when you go faster. Gradually, you'll get to where you can play this in your sleep, but you have to practice it patiently. It won't happen overnight, but go really slow, soft, loud, gradually get faster, paying attention to smoothness. This one is the easiest to play fast ultimately, and it can really become a lot of fun, but you have to play it cleanly. Okay, building block number three. This one's cool because this one is, I'd say, the most, well, the singles are definitely pretty common. This one might be the most used and the most practical for me in a rock setting. So building block number three. I call these linear fours, where we're basically just playing right, left, right, kick. Right, left, right, kick, right, left, right, kick, right, left, right, just like this. Now, in order to play this one smoothly, the singles have to be smooth too, right? Because if we isolate the right hand, what we're playing here is You see how the fours build off of the singles, right? Because we end up doing a single back and forth between the right hand and the right foot. Does that make sense? So if we're going, we remove the left hand, so the singles have to be super solid. You can play those in your sleep in order to do these fours well. But these fours are really practical because of basically we can create fills that just mix a little bit of kick in that make them feel more bombastic, like this. You can even start applying it on the hi-hat. Now, I know I told you we're going to keep it on the snare first. Practice this on the snare. And once it's smooth on the snare, you're allowed to start moving to other places and start to see a lot of the practicality here. One practical application of this is snare, tom, tom kick. To play that kind of thing. Now, it's got to be solid on the snare first, then you can move it to the toms. But you hear how practical that can be and how you could use that all the time in a rock song. Now, I want to give you a bonus one here that's really just a groove bonus here of a particular linear style groove you can do with the toms that's pretty cool here. So what we want to do at this point, let's say we're fast forwarding a little bit. You've got these building blocks down. You've got them solid on the snare. You're able to start moving them around the kit. Well, what you can do is mix and match them, and if we just simply mix and match a couple of threes with a couple of singles, we can play this pattern right here. Like that, because all we're doing there is actually this. If we isolate it, or not isolate it, we zoom in. If we zoom in and like look at the little building blocks of it, we're going kick, left, right, kick, left, right, kick, left, kick. So we've got a three and then the single. Kick, left, right, kick, left, kick, right, left, right, left, kick, left, right, kick, left, kick, right, left, kick, left, right, kick, left, kick, right, left. Like that. And so it's simple building blocks. We've just got really two threes that are interspersed with a back and forth single. Because the three is 1, 2, 3, single, single, 1, 2, 3. And so break it down whatever makes sense to you, but practice playing that really slowly and seeing how can I mix threes with singles with fours? Because what if we started going if we start mixing them together and then just throwing in, some plain singles with no kick, then we can really do a lot of cool stuff. And you can do a lot of really cool stuff, but first it's got to happen slow. Also, you can move your hands from the toms to the hi-hats. start mixing them, you can do a lot of pretty cool stuff here. And if you're like, Steven, you're moving really fast here, just remember, focus on the building blocks one at a time, kick and snare. Get the singles solid, get the threes solid, get the fours solid, and once they're super smooth and you can play them in your sleep, then you can start intentionally mixing them together, start moving them around the kit, and then there's virtually limitless possibility. If you take action on this, you practice this patiently, regularly, you'll be able to play linear style drum parts. You'll be able to mix your kick drum into your fills. You'll feel creative and you'll feel more professional, and you'll feel like, hey, I'm able to play unique stuff that's really cool and that's not so square, but that's more syncopated and interesting. And that's a really great motivating feeling. I want you having fun on the drums and being motivated and knowing how creative you are and what all you can do with this. So have a lot of fun. Question for you, which of these building blocks will you start using today? Which of these will you start building into your playing first? If you're brand new to this, I recommend the singles, but even the fours, they're not that hard. And so which of these are you gonna focus on first and start building into your fills and your grooves? And maybe which of these are you gonna discover you've already been hearing in songs and in drum parts? Maybe you've already been playing, you just need to get better at that building block so that you can fully master it and use it in more contexts. And hey, if you're a beginner and you wanna play amazing fills in 4 days and go from clunky and boring to studio worthy and creative in 4 steps, come to my Play Effortless Fills live workshop. We'll get you flowing in and out of fills, nailing transitions so you're playing without fear and with confidence, and you're improvising on the fly and having way more fun on the drums. Come to this live workshop on Zoom where we'll hang out, you can ask me questions, and you'll grow a ton in 4 days. Even if you can't make it live, grab a ticket anyways, catch the replays, take action with us, but the info is below in the description. All right, I hope you have a great rest of your day and rest of your week. Have fun practicing this stuff. Stay non-glamorous. Know that you can do it. I'll see you on the next lesson.